Hey everybody, welcome to the first blind anime talk of the year. And hey, look at this. We got the full crew here, and guess who's back? So just hey, welcome back, Vika.
Hi.
Come on, more energy, woman. More energy.
Okay. Vika. Hi.
Close enough, but and then we have Joker.
Hello, guys.
And then we have our baker, Christina.
Really? Hi in darkness. Hey y'all.
Yes, illegally baking, okay? Yeah.
Legally baking.
Yeah, her blog.
Oh,
Potentially. Like a potential name.
He's trying to get her to start a YouTube career.
No, a blog, actually, not a YouTube. You know.
I've been gone so long.
Yeah, like you know.
No, I'm one of those old millennials who's like, maybe I should back off social media a little bit because I stream, well, not stream, but scroll through a lot. And I'm like, let me go back to do like watching TV, going for a walk, reading a book.
I don't even.
Like I'm an old person.
And then sends me all those lovely TikToks about Gabby.
And then also like Christina, all these like kids don't know about the Discman, Walkman, but like we had to carry.
Gosh, I remember Walkman. With the cheap headphones, with the like
cheap headphones, and
with
then like the cassette tapes, Then like
Oh my
if it's
God.
ruined, we had like yeah, and then like we had to wind it up with a pencil. If it,
oh my gosh, I remember that. Yeah. It had a cassette
I guess
tape
I'm a
of
young
Space
one.
Jam. I would over listen to that thing. Like,
Then like we actually had to go to a store for our music.
I'm in the same boat as you, Vika. I'm a very young one.
Sam, like Sam Goodies.
I think I went to Blockbuster once.
No, I lived at Blockbuster. I'm not that old.
Hollywood
I'm not that
videos.
young.
Oh man, that
Oh
brings
my gosh! Right when I
that brings memories.
videos, they were gone.
Okay, yeah. Well, like before we get off into other,
Millennials.
yes, yeah. So today we
Millennial
will be
rants.
doing, was it like Sword Art Online? I think it's supposed third.
We're
season,
doing
Underworld.
No,
Alicization.
no.
no,
We're
it's
doing
Underworld.
It's
okay,
Sword Art.
Underworld.
No, it's
No,
Sword
no.
Art Online Alicization, and then Sword Art Online Alicization World of Underworld. I mean,
Is it
War.
World
sorry.
or War?
War.
War.
Sorry, War of Underworld.
That is season 4.
Yeah. So, like to kick it off, and since Vika's been gone the longest,
Oh,
she gets to do the
God.
summary.
The fun summary that I was told that I was supposed to do like barely 5 minutes ago, guys. So
Yep.
bear with me.
So here's the mic.
Oh
there's the
God. Oh God.
Oh, and
So-
Hand Darkness.
Yeah. Let Blind Toast talk.
Sorry.
Okay, so basically, we start out in a video game, or is it really considered a video game? But anyway,
VR.
we start in VR, and Kirito is this little kid, and he was basically raised with these two people, Yu-Gi-Oh, which you guys know that I've been hyped about bringing him up for a long time, and then Alice also, and they're basically grew up in this little town, and they're supposed to have a calling is this in birth or something?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then so Kirito's and Yuji's is to cut down the demon tree in that town, and then Alice is supposed to be like, what is she
Like she's like
She doesn't have a.
she's like her calling's like like to learn like their like secret arts, like almost like
No,
a,
she doesn't. She doesn't have she doesn't have a calling yet. But because she
Oh.
has she has like a strong natural like ability for the arts, and because she's like
Yeah.
the chief's eldest daughter, they have her like
Yeah.
learning the arts.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So then we basically fast forward a little bit. They basically sneak off to get some ice for some food, because in their world, if the food is very hot, it spoils fast, but if it's cold, it stays for longer. So they sneak off and go to this cave to get ice, and as they're in this cave, they did they see something, or
Who's
they
a
just
dragon?
No,
yeah,
yeah.
like to see the corpse of like the like ice dragon
Yeah, they see the corpse of the ice dragon, and then they
and
accidentally
the
go.
amazing blue rose sword.
Yeah, the blue rose sword, and then they go out this one way, and then it's actually on the side of the dark territory where they're not supposed to go. So as they're watching this little fight of the I forgot their names. What are they?
Like the knights.
Yeah, the knights.
Yeah.
Oh, the integrity.
Knight.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
integrity knight
yeah.
was fighting one of the dark territory knights. So Alice was like trying to like reach out in a way, and then she accidentally trips, and her hand falls like barely a line over into the dark territory, and because her hand hit it but not her whole body hit it, it still counted her as crossing the dark territory. So that basically broke their law.
Yep, they're taboo laws.
Yeah, their taboo laws. So the next day they take Alice away, and Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh try to stop it, but obviously, Kirito is technically not from this world, so he is always going against the rules. And even though he doesn't get her back, he still didn't have the issue that Yu-Gi-Oh had, which is his eye heating up and burning up with a code, because he was technically not supposed to go against it, but he was trying to go against it. And that's what almost everyone in this world has. It's like their their left or right eye?
Their right eye.
Their right eye, their right eye.
Yeah, right eye.
Has this secret code, and if you go against the laws, it can like heat up. Your body heats up, and the eye explodes if you keep going against it. So
Hey,
then,
Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. And
Hi, Jordan.
and as soon as that happens, Kirito wakes up back in the real world, and he
He doesn't remember anything, but he has a feeling that like something important just happened.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What else?
Jordan is
So then they move to the scene moves to him, Xenon, Asuna, Klein, Liz, and Silica in GGO having having a battle, having fun, and just
PKing.
blowing shit up.
Yeah, and then the team, which is really important because they don't play a role in this season, but they do play a big role in the next season. So please pay attention to this scene if you do watch it. As Alice was saying, there's a group of people who come in while they're doing this PKing, and they're technically a team that are always trying to kill, but because they thought Kirito's team was so
Conventional.
All over the place.
Yeah, all over the place. That's what he said. Yeah, all over the place. He was like, "Now let's leave them alone." But I guess one of the guys who was from actually the original Sword Art Online, who played with Kirito, noticed he was in that team, and he noticed them in a way, and he was like, "I'll forget you guys eventually."
The laughing coffin.
Yeah, laughing coughing is always around, regardless of what game you're in.
Yeah.
They're always there. It does not matter. You can play the cutesiest game, and laughing coughing is around the corner. So yeah, that and they go away, and then Xenon asks Kirito and Asuna to meet her at the pub. And then they talk about flood lights and Kirito. being thin and stuff like that, and what Raph is, what he's working for, which is Raph, and how it's based off Alice in Wonderland through the Looking Glass. But as after all that, Kirito is walking Asuna home, or taking her home, and as that happening, laughing, like I said, laughing, coughing is always around the corner.
And we have a sweet, sweet moment because they're discussing their future. Laughing Coffin has to come out of nowhere.
Yeah, because
It was such a cute talk about the future, though. 'Cause he's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I
I'm gonna go to America
Yeah, they did.
and study this technology, and I was like, look at him.
Oh, and then like a Kirito asked her like to come to America with him.
And
Yeah.
she's like, okay, like she's just ready to go. Oh,
Yeah.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
Like a ride or die.
Although I have to say, I kind of agree with Sinon's sentiment, where it was cute and creepy at the same time.
It
Like,
was.
he has
Oh, yeah,
an
like an
app
app.
with his vitals.
I mean, it's almost like Life 360.
Mhm.
if you could check, if you could like make sure they're
Yes!
I mean, that
Like,
whole,
hey, let me
the
check
thing
on
that
like
was
my family
like
member.
360.
Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Let me check on like my family member. Here, let me open the app.
Or like if you saw the movie Summer Wars, where they were always monitoring the grandma's health.
Oh my god, yes!
So it's like if Life 360 went 365. Life 360
Yes.
instead, you know. Just throw the
Oh my
Fitbit in there too, and you can tell if they're, you know, alive. Which is helpful, but I'll tell y'all that off there.
I will say this, so this is kind of the scene I've been kind of complaining about the whole time, as the series goes on, is that if you notice, Asuna always calls him Kirito. It does not matter if he's in the gaming world or they're in IRL. She's always saying Kirito, and he has quite told her millions of times, hey, my name is Kazuto, not Kirito. We're in the real world. And as this scene is happening, you remember, like, barely 2 seconds ago, she's like, Kirito, Kirito, Kirito. And here's Laughing Coffin, like, I'm trying to find Kirito. I want to kill him.
Oh, wait.
And she's
Here
like-
he is.
Oh, here he is. I heard a girl say Kirito. And I'm like, see, girl, this is what? How are you in love with this man if you can't even say his real name?
Well, I
And then
mean,
secondly,
he
you got him
tried,
in.
That was
he tried correcting that habit of her way back at the end of season 2. And even though like it's clear that he's kinda exasperated at the fact that it doesn't matter if they're like in the real world, she still calls him Kirito.
But it basically got
He
him
has,
killed.
he has acknowledged that like it's never gonna change, and I think he also acknowledges that he's a big hypocrite because he also does it to Cena.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Oh yeah, like the thing, like when they come in, and then like Asuna says like Sinan's real name, and then like, he goes, what? Who?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, none of them call the only one that. Yeah, aside from the siblings, none of them call each other by their real names. It doesn't matter if it's like offline in the games. It's always their like in-game name. The only ones that call each other it's Kirito and Sugaha. Like she's the only one constantly like Kazuto, or if you're watching the Japanese, and obviously she'll be like Oni-chan.
well, I mean, she kind of has to. She kind of fell in love with Kirito.
Yeah, and then
That's
he
the whole
has this whole nickname thing, just calls her Suga, but it's I mean, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, those are the only ones that I've noticed that like they don't call each other by their in-game, but everybody else is like by their video game name.
Like like the tags with the game.
I still have a love-hate relationship with this.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, yeah. So as this happens, one of the people who were trying to kill Kirito come up from Laughing Coughing, and they actually, as Kirito is trying to protect Asuna, he gets sticked with the needle finally, and he's just laying there in the street. And this is where we transition back into the VR, which I'm sitting there for like 5 episodes. Like, has anyone remembered what happened to Kirito? Is he just laying in the street? But okay, whatever.
No.
Anyway.
Yeah. But like, but that actually does get explained like
I know, but
I know, no, because like when I was watching it for the first time too, on Thursday, I was like, oh, wait a minute, but then yeah,
so
it's like
it's not too consistent. Like when it goes back and forth between the two worlds, like it ends up being more in the BR and what's happening with Kirito, because obviously the whole story has always been in Kirito's point of view. So it's gonna be brief, or it's gonna be much later when it's like, oh yeah, by the way, this is what happened to him and why he's in the VR world.
Yeah, and here's also now, it's just a plot point, just to move along the story.
So it's interesting because, when he was talking about his job and how I don't think he knew this part. He was wasn't he sent in to like investigate why they weren't just doing like committing crimes or doing whatever, like they wanted to understand what's going on in the world they created, because they're not doing anything that's not out of the ordinary. They're, I guess essentially behaving, and it's because somebody made it taboo and they weren't aware of it. And then like he and that's how he like grew up in there, and they sent him in young and would wipe his memories when he wakes up so he can live a life in the real world. But like what got me was the fact that like when his heart stopped, so he died, and they're like, yeah, we got him back, but he may have sustained some brain damage, so while we're working on him, we're just gonna throw him in the game. But because so
well, I guess since like we're gonna head just kind of next couple episodes does explain his heart stopped for like 5 minutes.
Well, actually, they don't explain it. No, they don't explain it in those few episodes. They explain it after. Because, like I said, this is where I made the tiny joke just now, where as they're about to do these next few episodes, you're sitting there thinking, why has anyone forgot about Kirito? Because between episode 2 and 5, he's sitting there trying to figure out how he's in that world again, but his memories aren't blocked, because you're supposed to have your memories blocked from the real world versus that VR world. So he's sitting there trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Then as that's going on, he finds Yu-Gi-Oh again. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't remember him this time. He doesn't know, because he doesn't remember him as them growing up together. He's just this random lost soul. Lost Vecta. That's what they call it. Lost Vecta. And as that, he's like, oh, well, this is my key. He has to be my key to help me get to wherever I need to go to get out of here. And so he tries to help Yu-Gi-Oh with cutting down the demon tree. And as they're doing that, he's still trying to figure out, like, he's figuring out what happened to Alice through Yu-Gi-Oh. He's realizing, like, hey, it'll be faster to cut this tree down with a sword, but we don't have that power or skill to do so. And as Alice has a little sister who basically takes her place, but no one talks about Alice because she reminds everyone of Alice. So she is lost. She's basically the one that's like getting the short end of the stick, if you really think about it. Yeah. And so she finally like
Silica.
Yeah, Silica. And so she gets the short end of the stick, and she finally has this lost Vecta who's getting close to. She sees him getting close to Yu-Gi-Oh, and she's like, "Hey, he says something," and then she's like, "Oh, this is basically where I can figure out what happened to my sister." And so he kind of mentions it, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I noticed how Yu-Gi-Oh is sad." And then the next day is their day of rest, and she uses that as an advantage to go figure out what really happened to her sister. So she goes back to the cave that I mentioned earlier about the ice, but this time there's actual real danger there because there's these goblins. And then so she's getting attacked and stuff by them, and while that's happening, Yu-Gi-Oh and Kirito are trying to figure out where she went, because the lady in charge of the church there is trying to figure out where she went. So then they're like, oh, I did tell her about Alice, and Yu-Gi-Oh's like, that's exactly where she went. So then he chased after her, and so they go find her, and they realize, oh shit, this is going down. So now they're fighting the goblins, and then they fight the goblins, and Yu-Gi-Oh gets hurt, and Kirito is trying to save Kirito. You know, they fight the goblins, they win, and then
The leader.
The leader. Well, yeah, they beat the leader, and then the goblins run away, and Kirito realizes Yu-Gi-Oh is hurt. He can't fix Yu-Gi-Oh because it's really deep, and then they use their he freeze silica, and they try to cure, fix the wound that he has because it's really deep, and they have to use their life energy to do so with this spell to cure him. And then the next day, they find out that Kirito realizes he can pick up the sword, so he's like, I'm gonna try to cut the tree with the sword again. And then he's like, hey, Yu-Gi-Oh, you can do it too, because they cut a good amount the first strike, but Yu-Gi-Oh is the one who gets to do the blow kill because he's the strongest with that sword, because it's his sword. It belongs to him. So he cuts down the tree, and his calling is complete finally. And then he, as the town is celebrating that the demon tree is cut, he gets to choose a new calling, and he chooses swordsman with Kirito, and they go off to I forgot the name of the town, but they go off to learn how to do sword skills and stuff like that to get closer to figure out how to, Kirito figuring out how to get out of there, and then secondly, Yu-Gi-Oh trying to save Alice. So, and then we go back into the real world finally, and now we're back to figuring out that, oh yeah, they didn't forget Kirito lying in the street. Here's the scene again with him getting stabbed with the needle, and now Asuna is trying to figure out why they can't see him in the hospital. And technically, they kidnapped Kirito as he's passed out, lying there in a coma, and using him as the source to see if they can find more floodlights and stuff.
It's so messed up.
It's so messed up.
Like his
It
mom
is.
is
And
kid.
what I don't understand is why he keeps trusting Kikioka. Like he's
Kokuika.
shown in the past,
Yeah.
he's shown in the past seasons that he's kind of shady, and he does things
really
that,
shady.
that don't benefit them. But he offers him a job, and Kirito's like, oh yeah, I'll go work for you. Oh yeah, I can trust you. And Asuna over here is like, yeah, I don't know why my man keeps trusting you, but if anything happens to him, I'm gonna murder you.
Yeah, but then at the same time, they do the whole Scooby-Doo thing. Yay, go here, one goes here, and one group goes here.
Oh yeah, when they're trying to figure, because the hospital where he's supposed to be in, he's not there, so they're trying to figure out where exactly he was taken.
And then Asuna, has Yui, and then they found an email. I forgot the professor's name. Then she emails her. Did you get?
Oh yeah, because she finds an email the person who had been
contacting
Akihiko Kayaba's nurse. Yeah, and she finds her, and they get in contact, and somehow, and somehow that leads to her agreeing to help Asuna, and so they end up going to the sea turtle.
Sea turtle ship thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
The lion turtle.
yeah, they they fool them. They fool them, so they get in, and that is when it is revealed that we kidnapped him because the regular medical stuff at the hospitals is not going to help him because of how severe his brain is, because he was without oxygen for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was.
I argue he should have been dead, but okay.
Yep. But anime logic.
Yeah.
Yes,
True.
Yeah.
And then they go into the whole explaining on why they needed specific people, the Alice project, like wanting to build an AI from the ground, like bottom ground, and taking it from the underworld world, because that's what it's called. And how the reason why they needed Kirito was because they wanted to, like, after they explained that they copy, souls of babies, and that's how they made the world. They wanted to see what would happen if, like, oh, what if we put somebody from our world as a baby too in there? Like, how would it affect the AIs, and how they
and
noticed that it did affect Alice, and like they tried to get her, but then by the time they realized, the people in that world already, like, took her. So, and again, Asuna's back to her gender tendencies of like, yeah, if he dies, I'm killing you.
I mean, I get it. I understand.
No, I get, yeah. I mean, I think between the two of them, like between Kirito and Asuna's like letting him know that, like, okay, like to Kyoka, this is like the last straw. I don't care what job you want for us, but she's like, no, we're done. And I think after it is explained to her that if he spends some time over there, they'll be able to repair it. Then we cut back to the underworld with like Kirito and Yuya and like their beautiful friendship.
Pika?
Yes. I was letting her go.
Well, I mean,
she was on a row,
I mean, if she wants me to keep going, I can.
Yeah,
no, that's fine. Keep going.
Okay. So yeah, we cut back to them, and it turns out that it's been like a while, and they already arrived to the
2 years past too. So yeah, like they have arrived to the capital city thing.
Yeah, the capital, and they're now in the
like
Sword
into the
Academy.
The Swordsman Training Academy thing.
Yeah, the Sword Academy, and they're both training, and apparently they're like
like
pages, something
Yeah,
like that, and
no,
they're like
yeah.
in charge.
Yeah, so like they're pages. So they're under a trainee like swordsman. So like they're training under like a let's just say a teacher almost.
Exactly, and then at the same time, he's also like still teaching Yuya about his sword skills, which I have to say I found it funny.
Yes.
Because when Yuya asked him what's the name of your style, he just goes like, it's the Aincrad style.
Yeah.
Let's see. So they continue with their studies. Oh, and then Kirito finally gets a sword, which apparently they used the bard from like the
tree,
the demon tree. His like the person he's studying like under tells him that like she has a feeling that he's hiding like his actual skills from her, and that he hasn't really shown him all he has to offer, and he's trying to deflect like, not really, and she's like, I don't buy it, and then he's like, okay, well, give me until the next day and I'll show you, but she's like, it's our day of rest, we can't, and he's like, it's not gonna be training, it's your graduation present, because then his mind he's like, I can't really show you all of my skills with the wooden sword. It has to be an actual sword. And then I don't get why this was such a big offense, but he throws mud into like an upper student, and so like he decides that like
his cape, like while he was trying out his new sword.
Yeah, so he decides like we have to fight now. And they end up fighting, so but ends up in a draw, and then like his mentor now.
Mentor,
what
yeah.
the words they use for it anyway. She's proud that he kept his promise, and then like we move on to their. Oh no! Wait, before that, apparently for Yuyo and Kirito to move on, and like I guess in the school, not only do they have to train, but they have to grow a garden.
No. Like basically, that was just like a Kirito, like a growing a garden because like because like he wanted like to have the flowers for like his like a mentor. You know?
No. He said no. He picked a specific flower because of that, and Yuji was the one who implied that it would be a good present for the mentor's like graduation. But before they say those lines, one of them, I can't remember which of the two, but one of them explains that is actually a criteria that they have to do in order for them to move on to like I guess the next grade in the academy, where they do have to, because Kirito's not the only one growing the garden. Like Yuya was also doing the garden, like he was also growing flowers too. Yeah, they were both doing it. Yeah, they specifically explained that it was like a criteria thing. And then Kirito's, I really don't understand this part, but Kirito's flower garden gets destroyed by two upper noble classmen who are like jealous of them, and as he's in his despair because he can't believe that it didn't bloom, now they're destroyed, he hears a voice, and then next thing he knows, the voice is telling him to just pour all of his emotions into it, and somehow the flowers grow back, which I just don't understand.
It's game logic too.
Yeah,
maybe they
game
like
logic.
flowers.
Yeah, true.
Maybe they were upset. Like, those were beautiful.
Well, that and like also think of it like nobles and snobs. So yeah.
Yeah, some of the nobles. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, also remember another reason why Kirito was upset about that flower. He was really upset about it because it was a flower that wasn't from that region. It was from another region where his mentor was, and he felt because remember he's in this world where he's not from, and he's very lonely in a way, and he felt connected to that flower after he started growing it. And that's another reason why they helped him grow the garden back, because he was really upset about how he was lonely, and that now that the flower was crushed, he felt crushed, like he couldn't go on for a second. So as that thing on him was seeing all that, they were like, no, you have to keep going, you have to, like it was one of those like build up his courage again, like, hey,
I like confidence.
Yeah, it's confidence.
Yeah, because it's I imagine for him it's such a difference that like he's stuck in a game-like world again, but this time he's like all alone, unlike the first time where there were like other people like him, and so he wasn't as alone. Like that's one of the reasons why they were able to like survive in that first game. So the flower thing happened, then the mentors graduate, and they have a lovely like battle themselves, and he was able to win because of watching his skills.
Yep, the four sword hit combo.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Then we moved on to a little bit more time has passed, and now both Yu-Gi-Oh and Kirito move
have their
on
own
to
pages.
another like and
Trigger warning.
Oh yes, trigger warning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's very wholesome at first. They're
pages.
Yeah, to helping the pages, training them. I have no idea what Kirito's newfound obsession with going through windows is, but
it's a shortcut, Come on, like, why go through the front door and up the stairs, when you can just jump and just go through the window. Save time.
I
you
could
know?
not. No, I get that. It's just anytime I thought I couldn't stop making like jokes as I watched the show because it just reminded me of another show where the protagonist kinda does the same, but it's more because he's a thief. So like I couldn't help but just
I was just
constantly
thinking-
to.
I just was
What?
thinking of like a old school, like actually a couple shows that have characters done that. Not an anime though, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, but to me it reminded me greatly of like one anime. I couldn't stop constantly to watching on the phone, being like, "Kirito, did you become Kaito Kid now? Like, what's with the windows?" But anyway,
Excuse me a second, Toes.
yeah.
I think YouTube changed their policy or bylaws or something. I don't know if this is one of those you shouldn't say ones
what?
or not.
Uh-oh.
I don't know. I think there's probably a way you could say it, but I don't know because I followed he was talking about how if he mentioned something a certain way, they're going after people. I forgot. But,
Yeah.
oh, because of what we just said that there's a trigger warning.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we
I don't know what's in their stuff because I don't.
No.
I don't stream.
Like we can. It's fine. It's just that like.
Just
we-
say certain-
no,
say
you
it a
can't.
certain
No,
way.
you can't say you can't say the actual word actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember words that I've seen other YouTubers use when they refer to that word.
Let's just say that the episode.
Oh,
they're
I know. Okay.
Like their pages were almost essayed. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't have to describe it. Just
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Something just terrible almost happens to them after
Yes,
they're
because of really the taboo and then like really ethics of like.
So
rules.
I forgot what led up to that, but they go to get them and come upon a scene that we're not going to describe. And so there's a taboo that, like Vika said, messes with their eyes. And Yu-Gi-Oh!
No, okay.
Decided to
Basically, like
lose
like the
his
nobles.
beautiful eye.
Yeah, basically the nobles. Like one of the nobles, has a page that are friends with Kirito and Yuji's pages. The one noble was messing with her, so she told her, and then the lessons that Yuji and Kirito were teaching their pages, the pages took it themselves to, you know what, this is wrong. We're gonna confront them. So yeah. Yep. So that's
It
how
was, yeah.
that led up to it.
yeah. And then because
Yu-Gi-Oh!
of
has such pretty eyes, man.
I know. And then because of Juju.
It's like a green, but like there's kind of blue, but then it's kind of like it's just really pretty.
It's also like
I know it's beautiful.
almost like a teal.
Yes.
I can't even describe. It just needs to be called Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair enough.
It's like they made a whole new color.
I know. So yeah, like Christina said, like it, like he gets into that, it prevents him, but because he didn't want to make the same like mistake like with Alice, he defied all odds and went against it, but his eye exploded.
Boom. Yep.
But it gets healed, so we get his pretty eyes back. Anyway, and then because they both broke the taboo, because not only did Juju commit a crime, Kirito also came in to help and
Slice the guy's arm off.
yeah. And then a integrity
Night.
yeah, that comes to take them, and then plot twist,
Dun, dun,
it's
dun.
Alice herself. But she has no memory of our boy Juju.
Or Kirito.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's kind of obvious. I mean, if Juju had no memory of him, but it's strange because he's all like, Alice, it's her, all struck of like, oh my god, it is her, and he's it touches her, and she like completely kicks him away and like kind of hostile look and is like,
Yeah.
I'll kill you if you touch me again.
Yeah. And then like their pages run up, like Yuya and his page has like a nice talk, and then the funny thing is this scene I like, it's funny. Kirito's page is, hey, here's some food.
That's what I think the other one makes it more obvious, because like they both end up developing
Attachments.
Romantic feelings towards them, but I think the Yuyo's one, she's more like, I guess, confident, or she finds it easier like showing him, whereas the other one seems a bit more timid when it comes to that, and instead of like wanting to outright tell him, she'd much rather just want to be useful to Kirito. So she's like, maybe if I give him food, that'll be good enough.
He likes
Meanwhile,
food,
Asuna's
so
in the other world sneezing.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling like
Yes.
take her nan away.
Exactly.
It's like, wait a minute, there's a disturbance in the force.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Stare.
Stare.
Yeah.
It's just, whenever we get to the second part, I just love when they start arguing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! Yes.
I gotta watch
Oh my
that
God.
now.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Okay, see, like you guys are making the the other part of it not fun to watch. So I'm definitely gonna watch it.
It gets. Have you seen Hunter x Hunter?
Yes.
Probably the first 50 or so episodes.
You know how it gets dialogue-y?
Ah, okay.
It gets, but this one's like visual dialogue, like just
Yep.
and like to the point where they're not talking, they're just fighting, and I'm like, I'm bored because I don't want to see this anymore. Like, I just want you to move on with the story. It's like they're focusing too much on. It just moves very slow, like they're dragging for some reason, and it was driving me crazy. Like, I tuned it out like I tuned out most of the war in Naruto because we keep going back to filler.
I
have to rewatch.
I mean, we'll talk about it when we get to it. It's just there were some parts of that I did like.
Some aspects were really good. You know,
definitely.
out, you know, why they're fighting against the Dark Terror and all the other stuff. That was interesting. That weird Gabriel dude or whatever his name was, he has problems.
Well, spoiler
yeah.
The real
There was something about him that I had to be like, I'm gonna have to either ask Vika or Christina because I was so confused. Because I think it had. I know. Oh, he's definitely. No, it's that I think it had to do more with visuals, and so I was just confused. So I was like, yeah, probably if I asked them, but I don't remember when, but I think at some points again it changes back to like the real world, kind of showing us a bit what Asuna and the others have been doing, and not a lot is shown. Like, it's just a little bit.
Nope.
It doesn't have anything to do. It's just there.
Yeah, it just it's just standing there around and being on a ship.
Well, I mean, as far as we see, she has no problem just being there and like watching over Kirito, being so content, and like seeing moments where like they ask her to go somewhere, she's just like, oh yeah, I'll be there. And it's like, and then you see her turning back to him and being like, I'll be back in a bit, Kirito, and I'm just like, oh god,
because there's nothing she can do. She just has to sit there and wait. Like,
yeah. And then just standing there with two scientists, just talking.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
Where's she going? Is she gonna swim back to Japan?
Yeah, and then I guess Pika can summarize more again of like when we go back to now that they've been taken to the central cathedral.
Yeah,
Cathedral, whatever.
I can't say it anyway.
Cathedral.
That place.
Yeah. Let's just say
And then they get
a big old church thing. So there you go.
yeah, and then they get thrown in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get thrown in jail, and as always, you know, Kirito being the, you know, the rebel. He's like, let's break out of here, guys. Let's break out of here. And so him and Yu-Gi-Oh break out, and Alice gave out a warning that she felt like they were gonna break out anyways. So there was knights on guard of looking out for them breaking out, and they come across the first one, and they're like, oh, how are we gonna fight them? And then they basically in the way they fought was like, oh, we're gonna get hurt, but let's talk to this guy. And as they're talking to him, Yu-Gi-Oh hears him say his name, and he's like, I know you. And he's like, hey, you're this person, you have this in your life, you were this, blah, blah. And he's like, that's impossible. I was nobody. I have always been towards the church. And he's like, and Yu-Gi-Oh's
I
like,
was
no.
born from heaven, okay?
Yeah, I was always been with the church my whole life. What are you talking about, you weirdo? And he's like, no, you have a family, you have this and that. And he's like, I have a mom. That's what broke him the most. It felt like he was like, I have a mom? And so he's like, so his thing, the thing that's blocking all these knights' memories, because they were basically
like the little triangle cube thing.
Yeah, you'll find out that all these knights had their memories blocked. They were, as their punishment from doing something, you know, they came to the church, got, you know, brought to the church as prisoners, and they got their memories blocked to become this knight. So they got, and as his thing is coming out, another knight comes along, and he's trying to fight them, but then the Pontifex twin, twin is like, hey, oh no, I still need you guys. You're not dying this fast. So she's like, we're gonna save you. So she goes out there, and she hasn't been out of this place where she's lived, which is the library. She hasn't been out of here for like over centuries. So she's like, the first time she's out, she's.
Oh, sorry, and like she's actually like the cardinal. So yeah. So yeah, sorry. Keep going.
No, you keep going.
No. It's fine.
You want to keep going? Keep going.
No,
yeah. But yeah, she comes out finally for the first time in a long time just to help, and she brings them back into where she lives in a way. And so, and they're like, library. You live in a library? And she's like, no. But it's like, but you do. You can't deny this. You just said there's a bathtub over there. So you live in a library. And she's like, no. But anyways,
this
she's
is a
like,
central hub.
Yeah.
For files.
So Yu-Gi-Oh goes take a bath, and she's like, I know you're not from this world, Kirito. And he's like, you know about the people who created this world, and they find out, you know, he's figuring out that, oh my god, there's someone in this world that knows about the other side and knows where I'm from and who created. So she explains all the juice on how this world was created. I'm not going into all that unless you guys want to.
No, honestly, it's better if you guys watch the anime, because the explanation is very interesting.
Yeah,
it is.
And I would butcher it. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, and and how she got created too. So,
how she got created, and how technically the person who created all the knights and stuff got created, and like I said, how the world basically got created, and how they came about this, and that she finally figured out that the world was supposed to be created as a experiment, but the person behind it now is there to like use it to have everyone create this violence and see, you know, like all this stuff, because dark territory is created and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
aren't they trying to make an army or something?
Yeah, they're trying to make an army.
AI army.
Yeah. So in like the IRL world, they're trying to use these fuck light like AI to be their own army. So,
And there's a scene that not with Kirito, but with Asuna while she's on the ship, that she runs into the robot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, what is this made for? And they're like, oh, it's made to put the flux lights in so they can actually work as, robots to be the soldiers of the AI army they want to create or whatever.
Yep, you got it.
She's like, Kirito would never agree with that. Like,
yeah, Kirito would never agree.
Like they haven't watched Terminator.
They haven't been entirely truthful with him.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why I think Kyogo's like, oh, would he now? That's why I'm like,
yeah.
Well, actually, he wouldn't. That's why you never really told him what you're
the whole
doing.
truth, Yeah.
But yeah, so they figured out that, and now, as such, she's like, here's some daggers, guys, to help. You can use one for whoever you need to, or basically Alice, and use the other one to take out the prompt
admin.
effect.
Yeah, the admin.
Do you want me to say admin?
Yeah, the admin / prompt
Well,
effect.
it's not really admin because she calls herself administrator.
Sure. Oh yeah, my bad. I got the wrong one. Administrator.
She weird.
Yeah.
Don't watch this
yeah.
No, for real, because that just came back, like just slammed right in my mind, and I was like, ooh, don't watch that at work. Don't do that.
I can concur. This time I watched it in dub because one of the times I watched it in the sub. It's worse in the Japanese.
Really?
Yeah, she is worse in the Japanese.
Meanwhile, every sub person is in there like, how dare they're typing right now. How dare she say the dub?
Oh, there is one thing that I did notice that I don't understand why it happened, and I think it like. I don't think it should have because the openings and the endings are so beautiful. But for some reason when it comes to the dub, they shorten it. It's as if they
runtime.
Huh?
It had TV runtime. The show had to be 23 or something minutes because you have commercials. There are a certain length time. So if say when My Hero Academia starts, they'll play the entire opening for once, and then each time after that is shorter. They have bumpers for Toonami, and then they have other.
Oh no, I get that when it's they're showing it on Toonami, but they never do that for when they for when they put it in the
forget that people have streaming
subscriptions. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe it's because it's Hulu, or maybe it's because it was Hulu. I should probably check on Crunchyroll just to see if it was the same.
No, yeah, because I did watch on Hulu, Netflix. It does the same thing too.
Yeah, and see, I've noticed that for the TV, but I've never noticed it for the
services, right? The streaming.
Yeah, for the services they don't normally do that, which it was strange. Which I think it was the ways because both openings and endings are so beautiful.
I think there's one SAO Underworld. I know we're not on that one, but listen, beautiful ending.
I know.
And when I first paid attention to it, actually paid attention to it, was when they did a whole speech about trying to get people to help them fight in this other game and telling them that they could lose all their, everything that they've ever saved in the game. And they did this whole speech, and I'm like, man, that just sounds nice. It also sounds familiar. Where'd that come from? I've just been playing for the past 12 weeks or whatever. Or not 12 weeks, but
yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. But anyway. So Vika?
I'll be right back. Something's making noise. I need to find it. I hear you guys.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, me? Me?
Yeah, like,
Okay.
do you want to keep doing the summary? Or
Yeah, I
like...
can. I was just like, wait.
Okay.
Okay, so basically, this is where Blind Toast finds it boring. Because this starts out episode, I think, 14 or 15, where basically it
14.
goes down.
14.
Okay.
No, just saying.
Well,
Okay, sorry.
anyways, episode 14, it starts basically only focusing on the fighting part. So if you're really into action and not the slow part, this is where you're at. Not like Blind Toast, he likes the slowness.
No, because like the fights were cool. It's just that it just wasn't like rememberable for me though.
I was joking, bro.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I mean, to me, this part is like the best part because this is where we start getting more of the action and like
Yeah,
some of the
exactly.
cool fights. Although, I understand why he never did it, but I feel he would have had a better upper hand against the Knights, especially when they realized, oh yeah, combo moves throw these guys off. Well, sir, if maybe you would have, I don't know, dual wield, like we all know you can, you would have had a better time against these guys.
He was
But
going
no.
to. He was going to at first, but Alice caught him. Alice actually caught him. It was towards the end. He picked up 2 swords. I think it was one of their swords. And
his sword and like the blue rose sword.
yeah, he picked up Yu-Gi-Oh's sword, and he was about to fight with it, and she was like, I have never seen a knight or anyone fight with 2 swords, only to show off. And he's like, oh yeah, fighting with 2 swords. I can't imagine that. Let me give the sword back, I guess.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened. He was about to do the 2 swords. He just got caught.
Yeah.
But like throughout them like fighting the way up, like the part I like was like the 2 creepy girls.
Oh, the little girls.
Oh yeah.
I think that was the most effed up part of the night stories because they were basically raised. They were born to kill each other. Like it was a group of them. It wasn't just those 2. It was just
like
it was an experiment. And they had all these babies raised to kill each other and because the experiment was to see if they can make knights that can be resurrected. And so they were basically, but as the experiment went on, they noticed that there were so many issues of them being resurrected after them killing each other, and these 2 girls was the only ones who found out the perfect way to kill without it hurting and how to be resurrected without any issues. But by the time they were noticed, because they were the last 2 who were left, it was like from all, I think they said 30 of them.
Yeah, 30.
They were the last 2, and the the admin or administrator or prefect, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever's it called.
She gave up on the experiment. It was over, and instead of killing them off, she was like, well, let them go study the laws, arts and whatever, and I guess I'll make them a part of the Knights, but they're not going to be technically a part of the Knights. They'll think they're a part of the Knights, but as they're like, she didn't realize they were gonna get jealous, so they're like, we're gonna sneak out and be like, let's take the credit of killing them because we know how to perfectly kill. But that's when Kirito's like, you fucked up. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So sorry.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I tried.
No,
I tried.
it's fine.
I think that's
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
And I think that's one of the reasons he withdrew, because I find it funny that when they first meet them, when they spot them, immediately to Yu-Gi-Oh, he's like, you deal with them. I'm not good with kids. And all I'm thinking is like, Sir, did you forget about Yui? But then I'm like, oh, he was onto them from the start. Okay, now I get it.
So yeah.
But also, this is where you find out that Yujiro is very trusting, and this, I guess, is another reason why I like him, because I can relate to him so much too, because he is so trusting. He was like, "Oh, hi, I'm Yujiro, and this is Kirito," and Kirito's like, wait, you weren't supposed to tell him." Okay, whatever.
Yeah, he's kind of. I think he's realizing that, where he's like, because there's moments where he's like, "No, stop! Like we shouldn't," and he's like, what's
like,
the matter?
why?
What's wrong with us? Just he's like,
It's like, what are you doing?
so I think that's why he's like, you know what? Don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
do whatever you want.
Yeah. And then this is not really important because this doesn't have to deal with them, but as they're going up going up to fight. Oh no, I'm not gonna skip the popular part. There was this one night when the twins are around that she was a female, but she was so pissed at the world basically because she was female, and all her night brother, like
the male knights.
all other than Alice, everyone looked down on her because she was female. Mm-hmm. So she always wanted to hide her face, and Kirito was the first knight to ever fight her without caring about her gender, and that that really woke in her. Like she was like, "Oh my god, finally a man who fights me." Yeah,
I do. Mm-hmm. I did love the part when he's kind of like, Gaff's kind of like, kind of like surprised, and she immediately jumps to like, it's because I'm a woman, and he's like, no, it's really because you lost your confidence. And then he goes on the speech about how like, I know exactly how it is to fight against women and be defeated by women.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about Yuki, aren't you?
Yep.
Yuki beat your ass.
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, after that scene, they go up this elevator, and I thought this was like the most interesting because Yujiro finally gets like a little piece of reality also. Like it's not major, but he's like, oh my gosh, I always thought my calling was boring, but this girl doesn't even know anything about herself because all she does is go up this elevator and down the elevator for I don't even know how long. And I'm like, yeah, you did have it good. You even though your calling was boring, you had it good. Like this girl was like, they're like, what's your name? And she's like, oh, I don't even remember. I just know I'm here to take you up and down the elevator.
Yep. Be an elevator operator.
Yeah.
And how everybody just refers to me as operator. And then when he's like,
what's the name?
You do this all day? And she's like, well, she has lunch and then she sleeps, and they're kind of like that.
Really?
Yeah.
She doesn't even get breakfast or dinner. She just gets lunch and she gets to sleep. And I'm like, Yujiro just like you can just see the shockness in Yujiro's face where he's like, I had it easy.
Yeah, because he's like, I could look forward to retirement, but she has to do it the whole life. He's like, wow.
Yep. But then I like to ask, hey, what would be one wish? She's like, oh yeah, taking this platform out and going to see places.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cute.
Yeah.
I want a vacation.
Yeah. But yeah, after they get off the elevator and meeting her, and he has this big life-changing moment for a second, they finally reach back to Alice, and she's like, oh guys, can you wait a minute? My sword just needs to sit in the sun for a second. And they're like planning it, like, okay, let's do this and that before her things gets perfect control, and it's already in perfect control. So they're already fighting, and then they fight, and basically Alice and Kirito get blown out the wall because there's a hole in the wall and it's like they get stuck on it, and then the wall actually grows back. So Yu-Gi-Oh's stuck in the building while they're like hanging on to their dear lives with a sword on the outside. And now this is where Kirito is like calling her a dummy because he's like, you're trying to end it, you're a dummy, you're an idiot. And so that kind of gives her like the motivation to be like, okay, let's work together to get back into the church
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the church, so I can kill you.
Yeah, so I can
Yeah,
kill you.
because he offers her a truce, but she's like, okay, fine. But the moment we get back in, the truce is over and I'm killing you.
Steps 1 foot
Then he
inside.
goes, okay, then take your sword and stab it to the wall, okay? I can't hold you no more.
Yeah, and as they're doing that, they're finally they take it's getting dark out, so their magic, whatever you want to call it, their magic is not going to be able to work. It gets slower after like sunset. So they take a break for a second. They realize that they see a dark territory. What is it, angels or something? And that they saw them, and she's like freaking out, like, why are they here? And he's trying to explain it, and then this is when she finally gets a little hint, like, oh. And so he's explaining, like, he mentioned sister, you have a sister, and she's like, what are you talking about? And so she's finally realizing that they not the enemy, it's really the administrator who's the enemy. And her seal break. Well, he's actually trying to help her not get it broken, but she breaks it anyways in the eye. So, they finally get back into the well, as that's going on, I can't skip that Yu-Gi-Oh beats the #1 night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna skip that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And that is very I think important for more like Yu-Gi-Oh development.
Yeah. But as he like after that fight, Yu-Gi-Oh gets the administrator gets Yu-Gi-Oh and she puts him under the spell because she knows that Yu-Gi-Oh has these very he has very low self-esteem. Let's be real here. He has really low self-esteem. He has not a lot of confidence, and so she uses that against him, and so she. Weird. I know.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It was weird. It was weird.
Yeah, like that whole like part with her and him was yeah, I agree. It was really weird.
Well, not weird, but weird in the fact that it was airing on television. Never
weird
mind.
and creepy way too.
Never mind. No comment.
Yeah.
See, I watch soap operas, so to me it was normal. If you saw,
I agree.
Yeah, like if you, there's a soap opera I'm watching right now, and that's called Bold and the Beautiful, and it's technically happening right now in that show, like with the evil person controlling this guy who is very vulnerable. Like it's basically the same thing.
Yeah, like I mean, I did feel the weirdness vibes, but as somebody who grew up just watching novelas most of my life, I saw the moment of like, it's another Tuesday.
Yeah, exactly. So to you guys it's weird, but to us it's like, this is another day in that kind of world, you know.
Well, not weird, but I'll explain what I mean. So like,
okay.
She played on, like you said, insecurity. She played on what, like, oh yeah, you never got enough attention at home, and I'm here for you, and I'm over here like, ma'am, wait, weren't you raised in a church? You had a family? Like, this was not covered. You have siblings?
Yeah, and you know that like Alice and Kirito are up by themselves.
Like you have a family?
Oh yeah. As they get back into the church, they finally see Yu-Gi-Oh again, and they're trying to explain to Yu-Gi-Oh like, hey, what's going on with you? And he's like, nothing. I'm not alone no more. I don't need anyone but the administrator. You guys are nothing to me. I don't even know you. So they fight to get his memories back. He's fighting it. He's actually fighting it. So, you know, the normal, I'm fighting against it because I do see the light, but I don't see the light because she's controlling me every time I get the normal thing you see in any show or whatever. So he
I
finally gets
do-
out of the control and go ahead.
I do have to say that before they start fighting, my mind couldn't stop screaming, yes, I ship this, because of just how out of control Kirito gets of like, snap out of it. No, and Alice has to be like, calm down, and now I'm over here being like, yes.
I'm trying to control my little fangirl here.
Yeah,
It's all right, guys.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
hey,
audience.
No, it's all right, guys. If you guys just want to scream and whatever you guys want to do, go right ahead.
Is that it's the show's fault, because like I understand the bonds he's had with some of the other characters previously and some of the girls, but the way they decided to be like, yeah, this is going to be this bromance between these two. It's like, what the fuck is it?
It's on a whole different level.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. Because when I was watching too, I do agree. Yeah, like the bromance was there, and I was like, you know what? This whole thing is mostly, not mostly, it's like all about like Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyways, you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
will
they
say that about season 3 is that for once Kirito is, even though he is technically the main character, he is not technically the main character.
Yeah,
in this one. It's Yu-Gi-Oh who is the main character for once. And I
Yeah.
think that is another reason why I got drawn into season 3 more, because Kirito, even though he is the face of Sword Art Online, it was finally someone new, even though Yu-Gi-Oh was just a blonde version of Kirito.
Exactly.
But then, like a more like lovable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, because it's different. I think it's more because like it's always been in Kirito's point of view,
Yeah.
and so in this season it's not just his point of view. It's also Jujio's. And then even in some moments it's more Jujio's point of view.
Yeah.
And I think that's why it was a little bit more memorable. And even I've noticed that like I've been liking that more when we get a different like point of view than Kirito's. That's why, even though it has nothing to do with the season, like the new movies that have come out recently, which are adaptations of the, I guess, reboot of like the first couple of floors that they skipped. I've been liking it because it's Asuna's point of view. It's not Kirito, so we kind of get a different perspective, even though it's like the same story that we've seen, I don't know, a million times at this point.
Yeah, because even in season 4, it's not really his point of view; it's everyone else's point of view that's reflected.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, let's not bring. That's why I'm trying to tread lightly. We'll get there.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'll get there.
I'll get there. Yeah, I think that's why I like season 3 and 4 the most out of the whole series so far. So,
Yeah.
but anyways, let's go back. So Yu-Gi-Oh's out of his control, and now the major fight between episode, what I think it's 21, 20 and 20 to 24
Yeah.
is where the big fight between all 3 of them and the administrator.
Yep.
And this woman is just, she is literally what you can consider the final boss, because she's just, you cannot get rid of her to save your life.
Yep. The mini bosses and then the boss.
Like, even the, what did you call her?
Cardinal.
Cardinal,
Cardinal.
thank you.
Yeah.
I should remember that. I went to a school where I was a cardinal. Anyways, I'm not serious.
Really?
Well, anyways, the cardinal even came out of her home to help with this major big fight, and she's just pulling out all the moves. She killed the cardinal. She killed the cardinal's helpers. She basically she killed Yu-Gi-Oh! So a big hate her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
And then
Alice-
sorry, go ahead.
And then it's up to Kirito to finish the fight, and this is, I guess, where he uses Yu-Gi-Oh's sword and
Yeah. Because he has this mental, because the whole like imagination thing, he has this whole mental moment where like his clothes change back to his SAO outfit.
Yes, the famous SAO outfit.
Yeah, and then he just grabs Yu-Gi-Oh's sword and he's like, okay, now I mean business.
Now I need business, and now I can duel because no one
Dual wield and be OP
dual
again.
wield because no one else is watching, and they don't know that I can do this. And I'm
yeah. And then he finally kills her, but also suffers like critical wounds, and then finally gets in contact with the outside world, but he's majorly confused because he's hearing gunshots
Gunfire.
and like
This is my favorite part.
You got stabbed.
He finally
Both of them in
figures
the
out.
game, and now when you go back to the real world, here it comes.
Yeah, and he's like,
Just
he
another
figures out
Tuesday.
the guy that's been having him do all these games is like the actual bad guy, and he's like, you SOB, you know what you done? Like, he's just pissed. He's
But
very
then
pissed
he's like, but did you get Alice?
and he's like, he's right here with me now. And then like I think the most which part that all you can feel him is like, when I get out of here, I am murdering you, and there's nothing you can do to stop me. Because when he hears Asuna's name, and like he's like, Asuna's what? He's like, what? Okay, yeah, I'm going on a murder spree when I get out, and there's nothing you can do to stop me.
Mhm.
And then, well, I mean, if Vika wants to finish it, he can, or do you want me to finish this part?
No, you might as well finish it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then, as they're like talking and he's trying to get Kirito to take Alice to the world altar thing, somehow the power gets disconnected over there, and it short circuits on their end, and the next thing we know, Kirito falls down to the ground unconscious.
Mhm.
Like a robot. Think about like a robot that just got unplugged.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally how he fell down.
He powered off.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 1 minute he's standing next thing, and then all you hear is like us being like, Kirito!
Powering down.
And then the commander of the Knights come out to like check on her, and then next thing we know, the series ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we will get to the next part probably in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, weeks.
Okay, well, like in a couple, like probably maybe like 2 weeks or so.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Hey, yeah,
And
because
this
hey,
week,
come on, because like the week after, well, hey, yeah, because like the week after next week is like a Chinese New Year or Chinese.
I thought
New
Chinese
Year.
New Year's was today.
No, that's in February.
February.
Oh, I was told January. That's messed up.
No, it's around. I can't remember the exact date, but I know it's somewhere around February.
Yeah, it's the 5th.
the 5th.
Yeah. Because it changes though, like for a bit, but like it's like for this year it's February, and it's the year of the rabbit.
Mm.
Oh,
Well, I guess now we could
the year of America.
before we comment on, I guess, some things that we liked, some things that we didn't, which parts were kind of like exasperations, we could kind of, I guess, address the chat a bit, because some people had just commented stuff, but we were so engrossed in telling the story.
No, not much.
Yeah, I guess there's not much here in the chat, so, wait, hold on.
Yeah, because no, because it was like way back. Because like Jordan thought that we cut out, but we didn't.
No, that's there's a line somebody. Oh, in Darkness, the one that added where they're here in the real world, there's not a lot that you can't cry.
Yeah, because like he got the quotes and just put it in the chat.
Yeah, he was just putting the quotes. That was very. Thank you, because like they're great quotes, but I can never remember
Yeah.
them. I'm trying to see if anybody like asked anything specifically.
No, they didn't. Oh, and don't forget to check out In Darkness's music channel, okay? So yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah. So like, there wasn't much.
I'm trying to find, because I did saw somebody asking something. Hold on.
Really? Because like all I saw was just like In Darkness and Jordan and Christina's.
Well, Jordan, yeah. I'm pretty sure Jordan's the one that I saw that something. Let me see where.
Oh, he asked like if there is any anime that is in Braille. But like the only thing that not anime, but like mangas though. But yeah.
Okay, well, there's no anime. Obviously, there's no anime in Braille because it's animated. Like it's like a show, so you're watching it. Unfortunately, unless you have a. Actually, I don't know how this works. I mean, I guess unless you had maybe a Pro display, but
maybe
I don't really think so. But maybe.
No,
like,
no. I don't know because I never.
Well, I'm thinking because like remember the bubbles have the word so maybe. But at the same time, I'm not sure, and unfortunately, like the adapted like mangas that get translated into English, none of them are in Braille. Like the only way you could is learning Japanese and then you could read them in Braille because in Japan, they're better with like that stuff. So all of what I've heard, all the mangas in Braille. So, but other than that. There's not really a non-visual way for you to read manga that I found. There are PDF files of manga out into the vast internet, but it's kind of tricky to find them, and I am still researching and collecting before I can really start promoting to people. The blind people, where those PDF files are. So at this time, all I can say is no.
I don't know nothing either about that. So.
Yeah. So I guess now we can move to thoughts, what we like, what we didn't like, best characters, best boys.
Hey guys, are you guys sure that it's next 2 weeks? Because there's a lot of people saying it's today. Unless it's an American thing that's next 2 weeks,
No, because if it was like today, then there wouldn't be a blind anime talk, and I would be doing family stuff already.
Okay, I'm just saying it's on Twitter and everything.
Oh wait, yeah, never mind. I celebrate the Vietnamese New Year. Never mind. Sorry.
Vic is like, man.
Wait, actually, well, it's a Chinese / Vietnamese New Year, so yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, the Lunar New Year is today, technically over in Asia.
Well, yeah, no, because like usually, if it was, then I would not be here anyways.
I'm just saying, you can look it up. I'm just saying.
I know. And,
I just looked it up.
Yeah, so like you guys are probably right, but I'm just going off what I know. Okay.
I don't know why I had always seen on online that it was
guys, I'm a K-pop fan. That's with me.
No. Listen. I muted myself and quickly asked my advices just to be trying to, and I had a moment of like, oh yeah, Dika is right. It's just confusing me because in other years I've seen stuff around February, so that's why this whole was like.
Yeah, it's always or January or February. It's never the consistent.
I
Yeah,
think
no.
it's whenever like a specific like day of the month, year.
No,
falls
because
under.
okay, yeah, because like what I knew, because like it's usually either 12 months or they have an extra like 13th month. So yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
yeah,
Well,
yeah, because like I was living in like Vietnam and someone told me about that. It's like, huh? So it's sometimes either 12 or sometimes have an extra month. So, yeah.
anyway,
I was just saying, J-Hope from BTS posted about it today, and I was waiting for it. And I'm like, "Are you sure? You calling BTS wrong? Okay."
Hey, okay.
Well, I mean, you're no. You're the K-pop expert,
Hey,
so yeah, you know
hey, okay. I'm staying away from that. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. but like our thoughts on the third season. Who wants to go first? Let's go with Christina. There you go.
You said thoughts?
Yeah, like, thoughts on the series overall, what you like, what you didn't like,
Yeah.
any
So
like favorite characters, best boy, best girl, things like that.
yeah, whatever, or like
Favorite character.
or like you have a long tangent about something. So yeah.
I was curious about the Fluck-like thing, just because I feel like somebody in the far future, way past our lifetime, could probably do something like that. And
Then all of a sudden, like we all wake up, like, why do we have robot bodies?
like, didn't we die back in whenever? Like, what year is this?
Mhm.
But then the morality of it. But
Mhm.
yeah, that made, and of course y'all know I just love the technology of it. And that's what honestly the way the artwork looks in the series and the technology brings me back. I know there's a story, but I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful looking and technology, yes. Let's see. Favorite characters. Yu-Gi-Oh's eyes.
It counts.
I googled it. It's like if an emerald was like if the light was shining through it, but it was a touch lighter.
Oh.
And he's like a blondish, but with like a hint of brown hair, but mostly he's a blondie. And I was just like, those eyes, they're just pretty.
They are. They really are.
Yes, they're beautiful.
I feel for Kirito. I really do, because he found a friend. He had a bro.
Yeah.
He had a bro, like a whole friend that makes a lot of people question things about him. Where if they had a Yuri on Ice relationship or not.
Yuri on Ice.
But like it was sweet to see somebody just legitimately have like a really nice friendship. That's all we know of, unless you're
I don't know.
check out
Season
fan.
4 kind of made it kind of different. I'm just saying.
But yeah,
Made it feel a little different. I mean, he went against his future wife. So
Yep. And I mean, Faith.
connection was such a deep connection. I'm curious as to whose soul they copied.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's very this is because of the rabbit hole I go down. But there's been some interesting fanfics that people have come up with. I should probably share some to Pika. But there's one in particular where somebody was not satisfied with the end, and they were like, I'm gonna make a whole fic where like Kirito goes to find the person that they copied the flood like from for Yu and goes on to make a life with
Okay. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Well then, Joker. Then your thoughts?
God, okay. I loved this season. The art style is just very beautiful. And the fight scenes are just amazing. And I love that for once, Kirito's not the only one doing a lot of the hardcore fighting constantly. Best character, obviously, Judio and his beautiful eyes. Tangents. I have one, and it's And I'll probably have more to say about this when we come back from the last part. But I have major problems with Alice. And it's the fact that she wants to have a relationship with Kirito and does not care what his actual feelings may be. And so I have major problems with that. And I don't like her. And I think that Kirito and Yuya should have just eloped and be together. And those are my final thoughts.
Okay.
Oh, this was for the second part though. I think when they bring a soul back with them, essentially, like
I guess I'm gonna have to watch
it
the
took
second
so
part
long
twice.
because
I guess I'm gonna have to watch the second part twice then.
there's a lengthy part where you're just like it's just a war part. But well for me it was come on man, like crap. It's so long. So it's not that long, but it feels like it was a lot longer. But there's a part where they have to when they're bringing back spoiler the soul, and I feel like it took so long because Kirito was trying to bring back Yuji and forget that his mission was to bring Alice.
Oh my god, that's right!
I feel like it took that long because he wanted to. He was yeah, she's fine, Yuji.
Yeah.
Okay, I definitely gotta watch that now. Then for sure. Well, I'll go then. Save the best for last. So, you know what? I like the whole bromance. Okay, I
Don't you
really
love how
enjoyed
I
it.
got skipped and he said the best for last.
You, yeah, you. I like you. You're the best.
Okay. I was about to say, why did you skip me? Okay, you go.
Yeah, you're the best for last.
Okay.
So yeah, I like the bromance. The fighting was cool, and then I also like how like a moral, like when you watch it from like the first to like the last episode, how like it puts in like a lot of like the moral stuff, and it also relates to like IRL too, So, yeah. And I gotta admit, like Yuji is a really likable guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it for me. 'Cause, like, yeah.
That's it for you.
Yeah.
Okay. As someone who is really into like slice of life high school animes, I was really shocked on how this part of Sword Art Online, because I was one of those people that was kind of pushed into Sword Art Online, so it wasn't one of those animes where I really cared for, honestly. But when season 3 came out, it just changed my world, obviously. So I'm shocked that I liked season 3 because of the way it was about the church. I don't really like churchy animes, first of all. Like I said, I'm a slice of life, high school, whatever you want to call it, type of anime lover. And so talking about church and stuff, and it's just like bringing Yu-Gi-Oh was the best anime decision in the entire world. Bringing him as a character in the anime world was the best decision anyone could have made. And I'm just saying, one of my tangents is similar to Alice. I don't like Alice at all. It's weird saying Alice. Sorry.
I gotta watch it now. I really gotta watch the next.
I really don't like Alice either, but I also am not an Asuna fan as well.
Sorry,
So-
I'm more about Sinon. Sorry.
I like her more, but I don't like Asuna or Alice, to be real with you.
Yeah.
I think so. To see Yuji also be like kind of being number one in Kirito's life was like, finally someone who is better, someone who is more deserving. And I also like that the more you realize through season 3, and I know we're not on season 4, but the more we realize is that how the gaming world has truly, like, we kind of get a glimpse of it in season 2, but truly it finally comes to play on how the gaming world has really mentally messed up Kirito.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, and it's like you get this like a little hatred because he's the protagonist, and you're like, oh my god! But you're starting to be like, I like you, Kirito. So it just changes your mindset. So it goes back to what you were talking about with morals.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I really like season 3. Like, I really.
And
do.
Kirito's gonna have a long, expensive therapy bill.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
with me, it's.
I don't know. You just bring back
And
Yu-Gi-Oh, and he
kinda
won't
talked
have
about
to
that a
worry.
little bit.
I mean, to me, I just became more fond of him, and I learned to love him. Like Rico was saying, when you learn more how really it has impacted him, because I was one of those people that, like, at the beginning, I wasn't the whole like, oh, he's the protagonist, I hate you. I kinda liked him, but it was more for like other reasons. And then the more I'm like, okay, I do like you, even though there's some things that I have a problem with you. And then season 3 came out, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You get
Yeah.
me.
oh yes.
Well then. Any last few thoughts, guys, before we go?
Watch Yu-Gi-Oh.
yes. Okay. If you're not the biggest fan of SAO, you need to watch it solely for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, solely for Yu-Gi-Oh.
I agree.
Love you.
Best boy ever.
Yes.
Well, guys, hey, hopefully you enjoyed the stream with the full crew this time. And hey, I am happy because, yay, we got the full crew back for the first anime talk of the year. So, before we go, Joker, plug yourself.
Oh. Okay. Follow me on YouTube at Joker Alice. There's Twitter, Joker Alice. Then Instagram, Joker_Alice. If you want to read my fanfics, which I am trying to get better to have a much
Yes, the next
better
chapter.
posting schedule. Yes, my fans are demanding. Anyway,
Fan
go
has
to
Go ahead.
Archive of our own, and it's Alice_Joker, or if you prefer Wattpad, Joker_Alice2.
And Christina, plug any random person you want.
All right. Danny AUC with albinism up close. Hey, Danny. Joshua Centron with he does something with Danny called Freedom Up Close.
Ooh, very good podcast.
Very good podcast. He's also Joshua Centron is also a photographer. And let's see. Let me pull that up. But in the meantime, while I'm getting that ready, so I can tell you what his stuff is called. I don't want to take too long. Oh wait, hold on.
It's fine.
Where you at? Where you at? No, I have you. I bet you're gonna have the wrong one. I feel like I'm gonna have the wrong one. Yep, because he doesn't use that one anymore. All right, well, he is a photographer. He also has a blog called 9 to Freedom, and let's see who else. For all your blindy questions, check out TikTok. There's a lot. There's a lot.
Oh, and
Toes
Mika.
is Blind Toes' favorite. With Blind Talk. Blind Talk is Toes' favorite, you know. Also, my last plug would be, would you like to join the Blind Toes harem? I'm joking.
Yeah, it's a blind yes!
Yeah. Guys, remember,
I almost forgot. And I started it.
$1 million.
Remember, guys, we're still accepting applications. There's shirts being made.
Hi, Toes.
Rumors.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
Make sure to join the.
Going.
Make sure to submit your applications for the Papi Chulo harem.
Thank you, Vika, for starting that. So, last
I
plug
forgot
for you.
about it. Honestly, I'm glad they continued it.
You're the one that started it.
I
No,
know,
no.
I forgot.
We've continued it to the
Thank
max
you.
that even like Josh came up with like the idea of like there being an application form and then merge.
Blind Toes After Dark. The app.
No comment.
I'm so proud of them.
I closed YouTube by accident, so I was trying to find a stream again on my phone. And Joker, you made me drop my phone where it says, that don't better. Sorry, my dog's like, so we going out? It says every character we hate more than Voldemort. And in the picture that they have up there is a picture of Dumbledore. I was like, dang. So I just dropped my phone. I'm like over here trying to comprehend.
Well, on that note, Vika, like any plugs for yourself? Or,
Oh
like,
my
anything?
god, I've been off social media so long. What are my plugs?
Well,
Okay,
plug wherever you want.
Okay, you can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Pikachu, BEKACHUU. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram as Pikachu, BEKACHUU. I think I'm on TikTok as well as Pikachu, BEKACHUU. And then I'm at Twitch, which is Pikachu, VEKACHUU _. And if you do find me on Instagram, sadly, I am actually more active on Instagram than all of those, even though it looks like I'm dead on everything. But right now there's a little issue with Facebook and Instagram being connected. So if you do find me, it is right. It has my real name on it, so you can just be aware that if it says Nabika Asha, that is me. So just a heads up. Trying to get that fixed.
Hey, guys, please give this a thumbs up and a sub if you want to, but please do, because I'm planning to do more crazy stuff, like drink some not so flavorful soda. That I'm planning to. Oh yeah, trust me, there are weird flavors I found, but hey, yeah, please do that, and also follow me also on Twitch too. I do some fun gaming stuff besides, like Hearthstone, Gears 5.
harem.
There's no such thing, or it's just a rumor. It's just a rumor. Yeah, blind underscore toes. So yeah, hey, and again, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I love with my crew here doing this anime talk because it's always fun, and we get to rant and waifu and do other fun stuff.
He said waifu. That just told you he has a harem.
Yep.
Yeah. So hey, thank you guys for watching. Hey, peace out, guys.
Bye.